Skimming from the top. Lots of companies are doing it and you need to be made aware of it. If you're driving a truck as an owner-operator or even a company driver paid on commission, you need to hear this because there's something happening behind the scenes that's cutting into your paycheck. And in most cases, you don't even know that it's happening. Skimming from the top is actually when a load pays one thing, but you get paid based on something lower. And it's not just affecting owner-operators. More and more company drivers currently are driving today on percentage of a load or split revenue, like 28% of gross revenue, or even 33% of gross revenue. On paper, that sounds great, but what if the percentage is being calculated after somebody already shaved some money off the top? Let me break it all down to you so you can spot it, stop it, and protect your income. All right, so what is skimming from the top? Skimming from the top is when your dispatcher, carrier, or someone upstream takes a hidden cut from the load before the pay percentage is calculated. Let's say a load from New Jersey to Atlanta pays $3,200. If you're a company driver, you get paid 30% of the gross earnings. Now expect around $960 if you are a company driver. But what if you were a company driver or a lease operator and they told you that that load only paid $2,600? Now you're getting 30% as a company driver, which is $2,600, which is just $780. That's $180 missing on one load. Multiply that across weeks, months, years, that's thousands out of your pocket. Now for owner-operators, it's even a lot more than that. So how do they do it? There are a few sneaky methods. The dispatcher edits the rate confirmation before sending it to you, or you're not even shown what the original rate confirmation is at all. So you just have to trust them. They run that confirmation through multiple layers like in-house brokerages to dilute what you see. Or worse, you're told a flat number for the load with no breakdown of what it is that is actually paid. This allows them to pocket the difference before the percentage is even calculated. And the worst part, it's not technically illegal, it's just shady. Let's clear something up. Most people assume this only affects leased or owner-operators working on a percentage split, like 88% of the line haul rate. For example, company drivers working on commission. You're just as vulnerable. Here's why. You're relying on the company to tell you what the load got paid. You don't control the billing, the broker, or the negotiations. And unless you demand the rate confirmation, you're trusting whatever number they give you. In both cases, if the gross is manipulated, your cut drops. So what does this cutting from the top actually mean to you? On 30% and every load is skimmed by just $150, that's $45 missing per load for you. Run 10 loads a month, that's $450. In 1 year, that's $5,400 gone, and you wouldn't even know it. Now for owner-operators, it can be much worse. If 5 to 10% of every gross load is being quietly taken, this can mean $15,000 to $20,000 per year just evaporating. It's your work, your time, your miles, but someone else is taking the first cut. So here's how you spot the warning signs. You never see the original confirmation. So if you're in a company and you're being onboarded and they tell you we don't give the original confirmation, that's sign number one. Sign number two is when you ask your dispatcher how much does the load pay and he says, I don't know, I have to look into it. Sign number three, when you're getting the same run but a constant fluctuation of the rate. When you ask your dispatcher what's going on, he says the rate dropped. The better the economy is, the more you get skimmed from the top. The worse the economy is, the less gravy there is for them to skim from the top. What do I mean by that? When loads pay $4 or $5 a mile, a load pays $5,400. An owner-operator will not know the difference whether it's $5,400 or a lease operator or if it's $4,800. But in a downfall economy like we are right now, if a load pays $2,000 instead of $2,800, that is a huge difference. If it feels like something's being hidden from you, it probably is. So what can you do about it as an owner-operator or even a company driver? In your onboarding, demand that you have access to rate confirmations. As a driver, ask to see them, especially if you're paid on percentage. Ask for line haul versus fuel breakdowns. Now, a lot of the time there is no fuel breakdown, but in many cases there are fuel breakdowns. This helps you verify they're actually getting the whole pie. Talk to other drivers in the fleet, compare numbers. You'll be surprised what you uncover. Somebody that's senior, that's been doing loads for $2,500 will continue to do $2,500. But if you're junior or just arrived to the company, you might be doing the exact same loads for $2,100. Now, the best thing that you can do is use a pay tracker, log the miles, loads, and the rate per mile on each trip. So if you're doing a load to Atlanta, Georgia that pays you $2,500, but then you're doing a different load going 100 miles away that's paying a lot less, you know something might be wrong. So get it in writing. Your contract should clearly state what your percentage is based on, actual gross or adjusted rate. This doesn't usually happen if you're paid by the mile. When you're earning 60, 65, or 70 cents per mile, you could care less what the load pay. Your pay isn't based on what the load pays, so there's less room for manipulation. Now, here in Canada, we have more of a mileage paid system. Even for lease operators, we have that. Our pay packages for owner operators are all on a mileage based system. The owner operator or the lease operator could care less what the load pays. He could care less about empty miles versus loaded miles. He gets paid a rate per mile, flat fee. He doesn't pay for insurance. He doesn't pay for plates. He doesn't pay for tolls, for bridges, for nothing. All he gets paid is per mile with a fuel surcharge on top. So there is no skimming from the top. An owner operator knows he drove 11,000 miles. He gets his rate per mile and he's done. No fluctuations in the economy, no ups, no downs. Your pay isn't based on what the load pays. There's less room for manipulation. It may not be as lucrative on high paying freight, but at least it's consistent and transparent.